Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Anka, and this is my interpretation, a translation of what is going on energetically. And usually I like to do this in weekly chunks, but that mindset is pretty much out the window. We are in the Lionsgate portal energies, and it seems like everything is about preparing us for participating in those type of energies, because I feel like we're not just receiving it feels like a collaboration, um, a multi-dimensional self type participation. And with that, there's some figuring out, there's some mastering of new skills, new abilities, new observations about this new self. How does it work? What can we do? What can we not do? How are we to do things that we used to do? How is that shifting? And what's the relationship now? The new definition within this multi-dimensionality of the self with the body, right? Because all that mechanism, including the belief system, the perception mechanism, all that is vital in how we are to use and how we are to participate within this multi-dimensional self within this event, right? That the Lionsgate portal. And so I'm finally here, able to conclude that. Today's been a very long day already. I woke up and I literally had to work through my body freaking out to this realization. And I just want to say, because it started off with a comment from, I'm sorry if I messed this up, Shaloop Tokel. I feel so blessed, and I just want to thank everybody for hearing me and for participating in this. And I already know that I'm not schizophrenic, or I'm not crazy, even though when I speak these things they still sound kind of funny, and they sound kind of science fictiony. and but I know they are so real. I know they are happening, and it took quite a bit for me to be able to speak the science fiction out loud, and just to have the participation and the collaboration. It just feels like, oh, we're doing this together. It feels just so nice. And so I just want to say thank you so much. And so this comment arrived because I did an activation. If you're new today, welcome. So I had this transmission come in through light language, and this comment, and I wasn't sure what it was, because I get to see, but I still don't quite many times fully understand what it is that I'm seeing. And this Lyran being came, and he was like a messenger, warrior, guide type person, very young, but so Lyran, and he's not part of my team. And to me, it was like, yeah, of course, it's about the Lionsgate. And so this person, beautiful person, leaves me a comment, and she's like, it feels like a Lionsgate activation, what this transmission was. And as I was reading that, I had stuff going on. I was kind of like in transit. I didn't have time to process it, but it was more like, oh my God, yes, absolutely. Oh, I should take it back. No, my initial reaction was, nope. I don't work with the Lionsgate until August, even though, yes, whatever, astrologically we're there and whatever, but typically I only get into the energies of it, in August. And then I immediately start laughing hysterically, because who is that usually me? Because if I'm talking about me, the me from last year, it's like, are you seriously? That can't be, right? Because there's been so many upgrades since then. And it was like a kind of like a immediate realization of the magnitude of energy that is about to come in. And with that realization, because of that comment, again, thank you so much. My intuition recognized this intensity and the amazingness, and we're already so being prepared, right? We have massive solar flares for the past couple days. And the memory physical body of me resisted it so hard because of the way I work with energies when I use my body to bring in these energies. It is very mechanical. It is straight up voltage running through my being, wattage, I should say. It's voltage and current, right? The multiplication of that is the wattage. And I think I kind of maxed it out with the last activity. And so what this activation transmission was, this light language from a couple days ago, it was creating a system, because that's what I do. It's like plasma or something, light coming out of my fingers, and I'm interweaving and I'm creating structures. They are very mechanical in my mind, and as far as I can see, they're just 3D, but they're geometries, light structures, and then we interact on a personal level through the resonance, the electromagnetism that those structures provide. Well, the system that I was creating in this meditation and light language activation, whatever I called it, was a literal structure that if you move into that, it will serve as a calibration for all of us participating as the master, as a multidimensional self. We are collaborating, participating in the Lionsgate energies, and there is a syncing that is happening. More so, finally today, that's how I calmed myself down, or I was able to calm the body down, that everything is going to be okay, is that if maybe this is more personal, maybe you're already working grounding these energies in a more efficient way, but these structures is a system such that we're not moving the current straight through the body, but that is being routed through this structure straight into the ground, and it's utilizing the grids and the structures in the planet and outside of it. But then the body interacts with the resonance of that structure. So it's the electromagnetism that is being felt in the body, but it's not the straight current. So again, I don't know how, this is a personal story, I don't know how much it applies to you, but for me in the past, this is literally, last week. So I'm trying to figure out how to move into this new system of working with energy. But literal wattage is being moved through the body. And it's great when you can get into that flow, right? Because it's, to me, it's literal, the formula, right? Like power equals VI, right? The wattage equals volts times current. And if you're in the flow, you have a certain amount of pressure or voltage, you can increase with that power, and everything is awesome. You can rise, you can really move into that space through that equation. As you allow more current through, you're increasing that power. You know, it's you grow with it. The issue for me is when you encounter resistance, and the resistance, yeah, it could be you personally, could be if you're working in a system, if you're working in a grid, there are points of resistance, right? And as the energy is trying to work those out, I feel the way I was working before, I was focusing on the flow. Like I was trying to maintain the same amount of flow through the system. But when you're encountering resistance and you're trying to maintain the same flow because maybe it felt good at the beginning, then the power required to overcome that resistance is also higher, right? So I'm trying to squeeze so much more flow through these resistance points, trying to work through the kinks, let's say, of the system. And that power is frying me, right? And so, and you have to imagine, like, it's not, it's fluid. It's like the energy flows, and here's more resistance, higher resistance. The resistance is variable. So your power that you're feeling, right, the wattage is like also fluctuating. And so as I'm like trying to figure out, right, because my body's like, nope, to such an extent that I woke up this morning. I didn't do my sun gazing. And I came up with all kinds of things, right? Oh, I needed to sleep in. I needed to do this. And then I proceeded to find every possible chore and task. So to not do my centering, my meditation, like my practice, because I really got into a good groove by around, I don't know, 10 or 11. My body was like, excuse me, have you forgotten about me? Like, you need to sit down and meditate today. And then I found a couple more chores. And as I was trying to figure it out, right, like, how am I to integrate this massive amount of volt or of power, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to just focus on the voltage, and I'm going to, not flow. I'm going to focus on the power. And so what if it takes longer to move through a kink? Like, I'm going to let the current fluctuate, and my body's going to be all good, and blah, blah, blah. And I kind of came through a good enough system in my head. It was all made up. And I go and sit down and see. So if I were to sit down at 11, I'd have saved myself like 2 hours, 3 hours of agony and all this bullshit of the voltage and the power and all this stuff. I didn't have to go through that exercise, because as I was sitting down, it was the energy was like, you know that saying, it's like, you're not even wrong, because you're so off topic that you're not even wrong. Like, you can't comment. They couldn't correct me or not correct me, because so the moral of the story is that we are literally operating in a whole different system with a whole different availability to resources, capabilities, technologies, procedures, processes, whatever you want to call them. And the stuff that was before, it's like, it's not worth trying to upgrade. It's not trying to, like, you can't, it's like, you kind of have to realize that you maxed it out. Okay, great. Stop improving or trying to improve it and get it. It's done. Okay. So now you need to figure out in this whole new space, within this whole new self, how is this going to work? And what I got is that, oh my God, you would be frying your system. So no, the direct current and this voltage control is to be exercised outside of the body, because you would fry the physical system. So yes, the interaction is within the resonance of the electromagnetism, right? Because as the current flows, it creates that that magnetism, right? So that's how the new relationship is within the body. So everybody has to again figure out this new system within their particular specialization. That's what I'm looking for, right? So yeah, it's not a this is the template. Yeah, overall, this is kind of like the overall structure, but you have a unique way. So the work that we all are being prepared right now to figure out until whatever, August 5th, something like that, is okay, how do I work with this new self? What is the mechanism of my energetic transfer? Yeah, how do I work now? And yeah, okay. I kind of forgot what I was going to say. Okay, I grabbed a mudra today, and the mudra that showed up was loyalty. And this is a very easy mudra. With your left hand palm, you're forming a fist with the right hand, resting your right hand in the left palm, and you're holding that. This mudra increases courage, virtue, and loyalty, stimulates the immune system, activates the body's self-healing power, and according to the yoga tradition, facilitates the healing of major diseases such as cancer. But the first word for me, because that's what I needed, courage. I literally feel like I'm so intimidated because I can feel the amount of power coming through this portal already. And my body is intimidated with the tools that it's used to using. And just working with this mudra and that courage was like, okay, I can do this. I have it in me, right? So I thought this was relevant for us to practice this mudra, maybe for whatever, the whole week, the next 2 weeks. And the next couple cards that came out, beautiful cards. We have the Magician, we have the Empress, and we have the Star. And I was so speechless, and I'm so, I don't even know, that it's almost like I couldn't formulate whole sentences with these cards. So I wrote down words. But with this Magician, I felt like this is a mastery, operating from this mastery, operating from knowing it, working it, and being it. But the knowing, it's not like a remembering. It's not like a remembering from, I mean, it is a remembering. These are the words, right? It's from oneness. It is a, okay, hold on. It's an access. It's not like a remembering. You're literally accessing the master level abilities from the available multidimensional self. It's kind of how it is coming through. And working your magic, specific, precise, and dedicated. Those were the words that came through with this card. So being in that presence, the presence of your mastery within the now. What I forgot to mention, okay, poke my eyes out. There is the Merkaba that has been activated within ourselves. It is on. The second you move into that space, you can be in that space. So that's what we need to learn, is how to control, how to navigate the Merkaba with in conjunction with this magician, which kind of reminds me of Metatron's cube, which is this geometric representation of all that is possible, right? Within whatever dimensions, eighth dimensions, whatever, I don't know, until form exists, right? These geometric patterns, something has to hold form into place, and geometry is that, is the structure behind form. And so we are being invited to explore that piece of us. So I have some studying to do because it's been done. There's somebody out there who has already figured this out. So I want to do a little bit of that, and then way more inner exploration and trials. The second card was the Empress. So the other freak out element this morning was the realization that we will be backpacking on August 7th, 8th, and 9th. And it was interesting how those dates came about, because events were being created and our backpacking trip was kind of squeezed into a very narrow window, which was exactly those 3 days. And again, the realization that I'll be out there during this massive opening, it immediately freaked me out even more. And then it was almost like the next thought was, oh, but I'll be within her. I'll be within her womb. Everything will be okay. And I kind of, I was not born in the United States. And to me, the first times, when it's not common that in other parts of the world to say everything will be okay, because that, to me, especially from where I'm coming from, right, many times it feels like a lie, right? Because it's like, no, many things won't be okay. So that's, why would you want to lie to yourself, or why would you want to lie to somebody else? And so I never really use it. Of course, in the higher sense, absolutely, everything is always okay, and everything is going to be okay because it's divinely guided anyway, right? It's perfect. And now, today, when I felt hugged by her, me imagining myself already backpacking, I just heard the words, everything will be okay. Like, I don't hear. It's like I know. There was like an intuition. She was like talking to me, hugging me. Everything will be okay. And it was such a nurturing feeling that this is not anything that my body and my mind made out to be this morning, this whole event. No, this is us practicing being masters, and we are being called to do it together. The energy that is being moved into this space is a collective project. It is being spread out in over multiple structures and bodies, and it'll be such an amazing, much more enjoyable experience. And it's not what I went towards, in my mind. And so I thought this was just perfect. It was so beautiful. And then the star felt, I felt like a focus, but it's not like a focus where it's like you're bringing up your willpower, your determination, your attention. It's more like a gazing. I know where I'm going. It's like a North Star type energy, except it's the sun, in like the way, like I feel the sun type energy in there. And as long as you're holding that trajectory in a relaxed knowing, because it's like you're in this power, and you have her, and you have everybody else participating in this. So it's like this is awesome. This is a fun collaboration of the self in an environment that is so much more easier on the body. It's so much more easier on everything. This exploration through hardship is done. Can you shift gears? That's to me what this one is saying. And okay, I feel that. Okay, I also got as long as you're kind of hanging on to this string, you're kind of being guided in a very profound way, but it's not like you're being led, or you're not like, it's like you're recognizing your own self, right? It's like, it's not so much that somebody is guiding you, or it'd be somebody from the present perspective, but it might be even you, like a higher knowing of you, right? So it's just such a beautiful, gentle, amazing energy. And so that's what it is. We're being prepared, continue to strengthen the body. I'm so gung-ho about physical strength, cardio. I need to tweak my diet, my processes in the morning. But now I got it again, that do those things, but do them because you want to feel strong in your body, not because you have to prepare for some, massive event that you have doubt if you can handle. No, you can handle it. That's not the question. Again, make sure that the questions and the stuff that you're bringing up apply, because how we ask questions is crucial. That's the answers that we're getting. So I feel like now, make sure that the questions apply to what you're trying to solve. You're not asking questions from the old self. And maybe that's what I want to work on a little bit in a more strict way, to make sure that, yes, I am in the now, and I'm operating as much as possible from this higher multidimensionality. And I'm watching myself. Am I trying to fix something that's so obsolete it's not applicable? That's a loss. Like I'm stagnating when I'm doing that. And so how exciting, how exciting. But yeah, I feel a little bit drained because of this loss of the whirlwind that I kind of created this morning. And so I just want to celebrate. I want to celebrate the rest of the day. So I'm wishing you an amazing week. Have fun exploring this new multidimensional self. Leave me a comment. What are you doing? How are you navigating? What are you discovering? And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.